Today I wanted to play this game because I've had this for a while. This is called We're Not Really Strangers. I guess you can say board game-esque. It's kind of like Cards Against Humanity. You play with other people, you ask questions, you learn more about each other. I love this. Leave Connected. I actually got this from a little event I went to a couple years ago, hosted by We're Not Really Strangers. They were giving away a lot of these free boxes, and like I just grabbed one, and I'm just now unwrapping it and playing it. And I thought it'd be cute to play this game with yourself, because I feel like you yourself are a very important friend that you should know and that you should check up on like now and then. It is a cute box. I have like a sweater from them. They have like really cute merch too. There's 3 levels. 3 levels. These 3 levels have these cards. They all possess hard-hitting questions, and so let's start off with the second one. I'm gonna go in. Level 2. Connection. They smell great. They smell like Pokemon cards. Shuffled. First card. What is the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you? I should like knock on wood. There are many moments in my life where I feel like dodged an accident, like a huge like physical accident. Say like the first time I ever got into like a little car crash, thank God. Most of them have been kind of just like little like rear-ended type of stuff where like light tapped and such. But the first time I ever got into like a little car crash was with like a cop. It was funny. I was like in the parking lot of a grocery store, and I was backing up. I was like 22 at the time. I was backing up. This cop car was backing up at the same time with me, and we just both like rear-ended each other, like we just tapped. And so I find that to be like such a silly coincidence. That was an experience. The cop let me go because, you know, nothing really happened, but it was very interesting. I almost fell asleep on the road once when I was driving cross country from California to Dallas, Texas, and I was doing the whole road trip, the whole like 25-hour road trip or whatever, and like halfway I was kind of like a little tired, and like I was kind of getting a little drowsy, and I was by myself, and like there's this part of Texas where you're driving. If you've ever driven through Texas, it's big for no reason, right? And so like I just remember driving for a fat minute in this long road that just did not end, and all around you is just greenery and hills, and it's just everything looked the same for like 30 minutes. And so I came across this one little bridge, and it wasn't a big bridge, it's pretty steep, but there were railings, and I just remember I had a fat moment where I was about to doze off. It was daytime. I was about to doze off, and I was about to hit the railing, and then I just quickly like got back on the road. Yeah, I don't think I've ever shared that. That was kind of like a little intense moment. I was definitely awake the rest of that ride. So I guess unexplainable things, definitely moments like that. But then also other moments too where I feel like when people kind of like hurt you for no reason, you know, like are mean to you for no reason, give you attitude for no reason, whether it's like a stranger and such, like I count those too, and I think we've all had plenty moments like that. Finish the sentences. Strangers would describe me as blank, only I know that I am blank. Strangers would describe me as happy, only I know that I am sad. I always feel like people often assume based on the content I make, and even with like real life connections, I feel like people often assume that I'm very happy, jolly, you know, good vibes, energy, and I do my best to be that, but for the most part, you know, man, like I personally think that most of my days are spent wallowing. I'm always depressed. I've been depressed since I was born, and so like I always feel like there's like a sadder and more mellow side to me than to me. That's just a normal thing. It's not a bad thing. I did recently get like a comment on one of my TikToks. It was in one of my acting videos where I was voicing a character from Jujutsu Kaisen. That character, he's kind of mellow, and he's very like, you know, straightforward, and his tone is very like, you know, stern and stuff like that. I got a comment from some random person, stranger online, saying that like, I feel like your voice would suit better to someone who's more happy or jolly and bubbly as your personality. And like, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because like, first off, like I don't know you, you can't be throwing. I didn't. Well, first off, I didn't know you knew me like that, you know. But it rubbed me the wrong way, because I was just thinking to myself in that moment, I'm like, I don't see that as me at all. Even in my videos, especially more so these days, I feel like I do my best to kind of be more just chill, not on purpose, just more natural to myself. If I ever fully committed to being myself 100% in my videos and how I am online, I feel like my career would be over. I always feel like that, where like if I really committed to just like not holding back with how I am, who I am, which is more of this mellow and sad and depressed but often sometimes, you know, happy person, then like I feel like people wouldn't vibe with that. You can never really give yourself 100% to people, let alone the internet. Good question so far, I like this. How can you become a better person? For me to become a better person, I want to go easy on myself and have more of the mindset that I don't owe anyone anything. I don't owe anyone my time and energy. If it's something that I just know emotionally I'm not available for, I will not put up air and hold myself accountable for things that I feel like I shouldn't hold myself accountable for, if that makes sense. The space I take up in my life, I want to be able to be truly me, and I want to be able to express how I truly feel without feeling bad, and be upfront with that, you know, not have to like compromise for anyone. And therefore being like that and being true to myself, I know that will make me feel a lot more secure with myself. And when you yourself are good, then that is good for everyone else around you. It's a domino effect. When you good, everyone else around you that you love and care for are good, and you take care of each other in that sort of way. So that's what I think. If you have, when was the moment you realized you weren't invincible? I think ever since I was a kid, I've always had this thought that I was not invincible. I don't think I've ever had a moment where I thought I was invincible and nothing could touch me, that like I am unstoppable, you know? I've always knew the weight of life, and I think that's because I grew up in a very broken home. The fair share of trouble that came my way throughout my life so far, there's always moments that remind me that, you know, life is finite. You know, you're not gonna be here forever. Take care of yourself. Health, physical, mental, you know, all these things. I don't know if it's because I don't drink or I don't take substances and I don't really partake in too many, you know, crazy, dangerous activities. I've always been a homebody, very mellow, but I feel a lot, I take in a lot, like through people's stories and experiences. And so I kind of sometimes learn my lesson through others, but I also have my own fair share of things that I've learned that like has helped me realize the weight of life. And so when you have moments of tension with other people and your feelings are heightened, right, whether it's a positive or good thing, you feel the weight of your life through whatever it is you're feeling. And so I feel like that also is a reminder of like how, just like how you can feel immensely happy, you can feel immensely dead. What's your father's name, and tell me one thing about him? One thing about him is that he's an alcoholic, and I don't really have the best relationship with my dad. Do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as? I see a correlation between all these questions today. To be quite honest, I feel like lately these questions that I've been randomly picking, I've been thinking about them in my own personal life too as of late. So I feel like this is like good to just like talk about and vent. I don't have a lot of friends, but the very few that I do have that I hold dear and talk to, I think they kind of get a gist of how I really am. I'm very to myself, I'm very mellow. I am a good person, I have a good heart, and I mean well, unproblematic. I kind of just do my own thing. I kind of disappear into my own world a lot, which could be a problem, but you know, that's just how I've been my whole life. And I feel like I've gotten better. You know, I feel like I've realized the importance that like I need to like put energy and effort into the connections I have. And so for me, do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as? If it's with the people that I care about most, then I feel like they get me, and I think it kind of connects a bit. I always feel like there's always going to be a little bit of a disconnect because no one can read your mind, no one can feel exactly how you're feeling or know exactly what you're going through, and that's totally fine. I feel like you don't need to owe people that much. I see it as in like some do, some don't. I don't like being perceived anyways. I like to speak my truth, but sometimes I don't really want to be perceived one way or the other, you know? Like I want to be the one to like hold all my cards to my chest, and I like it like that, you know? That's mostly with like people I don't know. with people I do know, I hope they care about me and truly know who I am. I actually am having fun. I had this idea and I'm just like, let's give this a shot. What's been your happiest memory this past year? Ooh, happiest memory. I'll be honest, these past couple of years have been rough. More so this past year. My mind always wants to go deep with it, but I'll just say what happened recently. I got to go see Yaron Bake live in concert, and I love Yaron Bake. And that was a very like unreal moment because like I never thought that I would get a chance to see her. You know what? I've also been very proud of like the voice acting videos I've been doing and acting videos. I feel like for the first time in a long time, I feel like I have things that like that gives my life wonder and purpose, like for myself, you know. I feel like for myself that is has been fulfilling, and that brings me a lot of joy when I think about it. Thank you for listening all the way through if you have. I adore you.